I'm Noel from DR Construction. Today I wanted to walk you through a house that has some concerns that were brought up in a contract. There's really some issues here that are much bigger than people realize, and I wanted to show you some structural problems that happen when people do things on their own or hire people that are not qualified to put structures up like this here. This is basically a parking structure that was put on the front of a house. Now this is a 2x6, and this span here all the way to the front, I'm going to guess is around 12 feet. Now that's really too long for a 2x6, especially when you put it on basically a flat angle like this. It's hard to see in the video, but this whole roof section, which has been here for over 10 years, is actually sagging in the middle. So that's because of the span of the 2x6s being excessive for what the 2x6s can handle. Plus, they're actually on a 24-inch center, and that is too much, again, for this span and for 2x6s. So if you take a look here, you'll see that when this was put up, it was attached to the fascia of the house. The fascia of a house is really a fascia decorative. It is not designed to carry any load whatsoever. But here it is being used to carry the load of this entire roof. Now, you can see the fascia is at an angle because that's the way the rafters are in the house. And this hanger is actually what was supposed to hold up all of these 2x6 rafters. Here they've made a repair with an L because you can see how it's just pulled away from the hanger. On that kind of an angle, it's really not doing a whole lot. So they had to make a repair as it pulled out. Additionally, if you look further down, you'll see inside where the fascia is starting to pull off of the rafters. All the way down here, these nails are showing because it's just simply a fascia that's been nailed on for decorative purposes, and it has no way of keeping this whole roof structure from pulling out and away. So it's really just not thought out and done by somebody that's completely not qualified to put in a structure. This was never, I don't have to look for records, I can tell you this was never permitted because they would not allow this in a plan review, and they certainly wouldn't allow it on inspection in the field. So some other issues that we see when we're looking at this structure are that these tail end rafters, which carry the fascia and thus carry this whole structure, are actually scabbed on to the original rafters on the house. This is where the rafters come out of the house, the original rafters, and they've taken this 5-foot piece and just attached it over here with nails, and then carry it on this 4x4 beam, and then that's what the fascia is attached to. So you've got one scab, you've got this here, it's just a mess. On top of all that, when you look at this 4x4 beam, which might be okay for a very short span between posts, is actually not okay because the joint is in the middle of the post. The joint is not supported. So this whole section right here is just basically held up by this little plate that holds the two pieces of 4x4 together. This is really a mess. Now we've been asked to provide documentation that this is a structurally sound and well supported. There's no way I can do that. This is basically has to be either torn down or rebuilt, and that's what I have to advise this person. I've cut in on the other side of the structure because I wanted to point out one other thing that I found. I thought it was important to show. This here is a diagonal member to make this decorative and have this 45-degree angle. But because this is on a 45-degree angle, it has every one of these structural rafters. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of these structural rafters that are holding up the roof that are all tying in to this single 2x6 over here. Now, when you header across multiple rafters, you have to double or sometimes triple up to actually form a header that is properly supporting whatever is tying into it. And here they've just got a single 2x6 that's carrying on a diagonal, which is a longer span than the rafters, every one of these 5 rafters. So I thought it was important to show just what the faults really are when somebody doesn't know what they're doing. So, that's it for now. This is Noel with DR Construction. Thanks.